Push P. Yeah, push P. Turn me up. Turn me up, P. Corners in the paddock, get my piece. Push P. Cop new hammers for my P. We don't want no.
I want to talk about. Let's go ahead and do it. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this whole Megan Thee Stallion shit. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So yeah, this one is from Crank Lucas. I believe he did this one on yesterday, and this one is titled "Megan Thee Stallion Klay Thompson Breakup Proves Modern Women Don't Understand Men," and I could not agree with this even more. All right, let's get to it.
I was crying on stage after Klay Thompson cheated on her, and she got emotional and couldn't continue on with the show. That is so sad. I got a question though. Was Megan also crying when she allegedly cheated on Partisan Fontaine?
Nope.
Today's conversation is about more than just Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson breaking up. Today's conversation is more so about modern women's inability, or refusal rather, to understand the very men that they want to provide and protect for them. You think her intentions were a little more pure because you're a woman and she's the woman. Let me ask you a question. If women's intuition is so strong, why don't they realize when they dating a player? A rich man with options, NBA superstar, 4-time champion is going to have a lot of women competing for his attention. I don't care what end of his career he's on. I don't care if he's still not playing at the same level. I don't even care if he's still with the same dynasty that he won the championships with. He is still an NBA player, and he still has the money. Yet these women not only pick the wrong guys, but expect it to be something serious with these guys. All right, there ain't too many men out here who saw Klay and Megan and thought they was getting married.
I did.
Now, there's been some speculation behind why Klay and Meg truly broke up. If he did indeed cheat, or he simply said he wanted to still see other women, was it her personality and lack of class to some that the reason that he mentally tapped out? Was she just a fun time and not a long time? Or maybe her spaghetti and catfish and WAP wasn't as good as she thought. Either way, conversations like this and other conversations that we're going to cover in this video show that modern women will rally against Klay for Meg, who I'm actually a fan of her music. I'm actually a Meg fan, but they will rally for Meg simply because she is a woman to say that Klay fumbled. No, ladies, it's not called fumbling. Once you score, you give possession to the other team. I would think that two sportscasters would understand that. Klay was already a high-value man before he got with Meg. Right. Whether you watch sports or not, whether you think he's attractive or not, whether you think he looks like the PBS logo or not, at the end of the day, Klay was up here and Meg was below that.
And that's the thing that killed me. Everybody was like, oh, well, Klay, he wasn't nobody. Didn't nobody know who he was until he got with Megan. And I'm like, okay, just because y'all didn't know who he was, because it's clearly y'all don't follow sports. And I mean, that's okay. But just because y'all didn't know who he was don't mean that he was a nobody. He was very much established and very much well into his NBA career before we even knew who the hell Megan Thee Stallion was. So I'm like, where are y'all coming with that? But then that's the one thing that I noticed, that they do that with a lot of the men. The sisterhood does that with the men. They will downgrade or dismiss a man when they have ended a relationship with someone with somebody that they rally behind, with some woman that they rally behind. They will dismiss them. Oh, well, they wasn't nothing. They did the same thing with Jay-Z. Oh, well, Beyonce made Jay-Z relevant. Jay-Z wasn't nothing until. Come on, y'all. Are y'all serious? Are y'all fucking kidding me right now?
How do we know that? Because that's how he bagged Megan. Do you think Megan is going to date a dude that's below her? No. Maybe physically, maybe in height. Yeah, she sure does love them short niggas. But cooking for the nigga and all this other stuff, yeah. She looked at him as up here. Whether you familiar with him or not, you know, it's some women that didn't know who Klay Thompson was, but the rest of the world and the sports world does. He's still a champion. He's still worth more than $100 million more than Megan.
It looked like to me that Megan was just some work for him during the season to get him through the season.
I mean, you love to say that, but I don't think that's true. Some people are in a relationship and they cheat. Like, not every man who cheats. Like, I could be in a whole relationship with a man and he does some cheating stuff, and that means I'm just the work? Well, or does that mean that he cannot control himself and doesn't have the discipline enough to be in a monogamous relationship? Like, stop putting work on everybody. Because she was not no work. She was around his family. She was around, like, that's not work. And if men are bringing their work around family now and going to family dinners and integrating them into their life in that way, then men need to reconsider what work looks like, because you're the one getting worked.
Now, where I do agree with her and many of the women is that the optics appeared that they were in an actual relationship. And that could be confusing because even as a man, we sitting here looking at Klay like, come on, dog. Come on, bruh. You got around your family, letting her cook for you on Thanksgiving, buying a house together, naming a boat after her. That's girlfriend shit. But when you rich like him, he can afford long-time girlfriend treatment, even for work. But optics can be deceiving. So unless that man himself came out and said, this is my girlfriend, you can't simply go off social media clips. Now, me personally, I would never buy a house with a chick I was just dating unless I was planning on taking her serious for marriage, in which case would only be after me and her discussed up front that I, as a $140 million nigga, is going to date other women from time to time. And her accepting that as part of being with me. But then again, I'm not a $140 million nigga, so who knows what I would buy. Buying a house with Megan to him could be like me and a chick I'm dating just splitting a slice of pizza.
Klay is 6'7", light skin with good hair. As an athlete, he didn't need Megan. He could have, if you're 6'7" and you're light skin with good hair, you could have anybody. I think we all know that. She was.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it real, Stat. Go ahead and tell me I'm lying. Ladies, tell the truth. A guy in the hood could be 6 feet or taller, light skin with good hair. And he's gonna have his pick of the litter wherever he goes.
Man, forget that. He got $100 million more than her. Okay, that's light skin, good head, dread. I don't care how the nigga look. The nigga got 3 times the money she got.
I feel like you guys are contradicting what you're saying, because if you can choose anybody, he still chose her. So I don't understand.
He didn't choose her.
Yes, he did.
He didn't choose her because he cheated on her.
Well, now we're seeing the result of that, but initially he chose her. You don't just buy a house with anybody.
If you cheated, you didn't choose her.
He did. A lot of people choose people that they unfortunately still cheat on.
Then they don't
Beyonce got cheated on.
Then he don't choose her.
They do.
He didn't choose it. That's why he's out.
I think we're just going to agree to disagree because we're just going to go back and forth. I hear all of you guys' points. Like, that is fine. You guys are valid to think what you think, and I'm
But it's not just valid to think what you think. You have 3 OG. You have 3 guys that are up there that are 30 years older than you, 20 years older than you, 25 years older than you, way more money than you, way more experience than you, telling you, giving you game, giving you free game about how men move, and everything is still, I feel. This is the reason why modern women are cooked a lot. This is the reason why modern women get these terrible outcomes, is because they have made up niggas in their mind and made up scenarios in their mind. Again, I do understand her perspective as far as like them cooking and this, that, and the third. It may look like a relationship, but guess what? It wasn't. It wasn't. He didn't choose her. If he moved on, and everything is not always the man's fault or the man doing something wrong. What if it was something about Megan that he realized, I don't want to be with her? What if it was a relationship that he said, I don't think I can do this anymore, and he just used the monogamy as the excuse, so he didn't have to be the bad guy? Well, he didn't have to be the bad guy in breaking up with her. He was the bad guy that she broke up with.
I'll tell you what I think. We just think differently. That's all.
It's like a girl saying, "What?" A guy asking a woman, "Why did you cheat on me? Why are you doing this to me?" Why are you doing this to me? You know how much I love you. Listen, if she's doing it, she don't love you back. This is just what it is. I hate to bring you harsh truth because you're so young and vibrant.
You're so young and vibrant and green.
I hate to give you.
I mean,
Just
but
think about it.
What are you
If
lying
he's saying this to her, he doesn't choose her.
Right.
She's just coming into the knowledge of that. And I
Right.
think when people go to the media with it, they already knew that. You know if a guy is marrying you or not. You know that. You know that. So you say he got cold feet. How did he buy a ring?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know anything. I'm just going based off of what was said.
You know, that was just
question.
fun. That was just fun for him.
We're
You know what it
assuming.
is also too?
He didn't.
No, we're not assuming.
We're assuming.
Go ahead, Cam.
You know what it is? Sorry, Mo, to interrupt. You know what it is too? Is that this, right? Is that, and I love women that stick together and all that. I do. But no,
No, I think it's sped up. I don't think no, I don't think they really talk. I think it's just a little bit sped up. But what's going on, Jessica? How you doing, baby?
Like, you know that sounded crazy.
nah, because you know why? Because sometimes women stick together and they don't even know each other, and they'll just be like, they're a woman, I'm gonna take their side. And then when it's time for another woman to have your back, they're gonna be like, I don't even know her like that. I'm not talking about you. You'll run and jump to somebody's defense, and then when you need them to jump to your defense, they don't even know you. So I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying women in general. I know it's woman power, but make sure when you have that girl's back, that the girl's gonna have your back when you have a problem too.
This ain't the one to be fin.
Yeah, this.
I'm
Let me
just
ask you
stating
something.
clearly what we. I don't even think that this is a crazy take. I'm just going based off.
No,
of
this has nothing to do with you. I'm just gonna do it.
No, I know you're saying something different, but
I'm
Maurice's
looking
face
at her like
over
she's
here is
crazy.
giving me these faces. I just need to be clearly. I am going based off of not knowing Meg
Yeah,
and
baby,
not
you
knowing
got a
Klay
lot
and
to
going based off
learn.
of one statement that this woman has said about a public relationship. All I can take from it is clearly both parties were confused. I don't think anybody should be cheated on. And if you don't want to be in a
Clarity
relationship
question.
anymore, you don't have
Clarity
to stay.
question. Clarity
all.
question. Did Klay ever post, "This is my baby"?
Actually,
This is my
yes.
wife.
Never.
My wife.
Never.
Maybe, yes, wife. I don't know. I don't really care that much about the
No,
relationship.
I'm actually.
He's never posted about her at all, has he? I don't think he's ever posted or made any posts, or maybe made a couple. From what I understand, it seems like she's always made the post. She made the post when I guess they became Instagram official. She's the one that made that public. I don't think he did that at all. Maybe one or two on his IG, but it's majority been her for the most part.
I'm just asking clarity questions.
Yes, he said, baby, but they posted their keys of their house. They posted a lot of things together. I'm just going based off of what I saw. I don't know what happens behind closed doors.
So
I don't
whose
wanna know.
house is it if they want to leave?
I don't know. That's between them. I'm just stating what I see.
That's why you don't get a house.
And this was fun.
That's all. I'm just
This
stating what I
was fun
see.
for him.
I just hate breakups. That's all. I don't like that for anybody.
Okay, there's no
They
person in
happen.
this chat who ever seen Klay with Megan Thee Stallion. No offense to her, and thought that he was about to marry this woman.
No
Right.
God thought that.
No,
I feel like
No God thought
I
that.
feel
feel
like-
like this is like a man.
Hold on,
Like
no.
this is where I have to do that. Like
No
a lot
God
of the
thought
women
that.
think one thing, a lot of the men think one thing, and then there's some cross.
Stat.
No, but you keep saying, I feel like. You
feel,
have
I feel,
three
I
men
feel,
telling
I
you how men move, and everything is, I feel.
Let me clear this
You
up.
saw when
Go ahead.
Megan was cooking for his pops?
Yeah.
He didn't even look like he wanted that breakfast.
I disagree.
Okay.
He
all right.
looked like he liked it. What did he do? Like a certain eye look that was like, he doesn't like the food.
It's something that guys know, like.
I disagree.
Hey son, he go one of these.
And this is the reason why they make such terrible dating decisions. I don't know who she's dating. I don't know her personal decision. I do know that she came from a 2-parent household. And shout out to Stat Baby. Shout out to It Is What It Is show. But you have men that are telling you how men move. And instead of y'all just taking heed to what's being said
You don't
and
listen.
receiving the game that the OGs are giving you, you
Don't
keep pushing back
listen.
and disagreeing. Y'all are in for a rude awakening.
Hey, son,
Listen to me. I'm on the.
We do this all the time. Oh my God, the sisterhood do this all the time. It's been going on even with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels has been saying the same thing. Rest in peace to the Godfather. But he has said everything that they are saying, everything that they have been saying, he said it years ago. And nobody, for whatever reason, something is not clicking, something is not registering, and they're not understanding, and they just think that all men are wrong and they're right. And I'm like, no, men are telling you how they think. How you gonna tell a man how a man thinks? Because you don't want a man telling you how a woman thinks. So why give the pushback? It's oh my God. You're right, Alu. It's exhausting. Oh my God, it is exhausting. You just want to slap them, like, wake the fuck up. Like, come on, what we doing, man? What is we doing?
I'm on the backside of my career, and I was watching her on some videos. She looks like something. Let me play around. That's it. I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but I did not look at those two and be like, man, that's about to be a power couple, and they gonna roll off into the sunset. This is fresh off of her public. Like, ain't no man of that stature, like May said,
Hundreds
off of 6, 7, 8, 9 public relationships that you about to be like, this is what I'm settling down with.
Right.
That's a fact.
And it's good for you to know this.
I feel like if that's the case, then nothing should have been public.
No,
it's
but
public fun. It's park.
No, that doesn't make sense. No, that doesn't make sense.
I can agree with that.
Public, they're having fun in the park public.
No, I just feel like if you like, look, it's just my turn. If that's what you want to call it, you don't publicly post all of that and introduce them to your family.
Can I say this? This is just my opinion, my humble opinion.
He was introducing her as a celebrity.
I don't think so. I just think feelings change, and that happens in people's relationships, and that's fine.
I think
there's a problem. I just think there's a problem when cheating is involved. If you just want to move on, I don't care. Move on.
Yeah, I get that point. I do agree with that point. But at the end of the day, still, you have to go by actions. And again, this is why we say high value men don't cheat. They exercise options. But to her point of the whole thing being public, you have people like Stephen A. Smith who's condemning Megan for publicly announcing that they even broke up.
Rap artist, singer, incredibly talented, very popular, very well connected. You didn't know that he was single before you and that, he liked being single. Now, I ain't here to tell a man's business because I would never do that. I'm having this episode on YouTube because I'm asking, why is she telling his business? See, that's where I want the ladies to listen.
Right, because she needs to say nothing.
I'm sick and tired of what's going on in this world. I'm not saying whatever she felt was wrong. I don't know what happened in their relationship. Don't want to know. Ain't none of my damn business. Ain't none of y'all's either.
Nope.
But Megan Thee Stallion made it so this Saturday night. Why? Why? How come you couldn't just break up and go on your merry way? How come you couldn't just say, we had our time together,
quietly,
but I'm back being single again. Klay Thompson and I are no longer together, and leave it at that? Why we got to dog the brother out? Why? Is there a wedding that I missed?
We already know the reason why. The reason why is because they want to be able to weaponize their emotions and gain sympathy points. We know for a fact that Megan is no saint by any stretch of the imagination. We know for a fact that she indeed lied to Gayle King about sleeping with Tory.
Yep.
Even that whole situation itself is messy enough to where a man is not going to take her serious at dealing with that. Niggas is locked up behind you for a shooting and his messiness, and they even still while in prison saying that they didn't do it. You got a whole bunch of dudes in your dating history, except for Crank Lucas. What else did she lie about? And this is why many of us men are cold when it comes to women and their emotions, because they will weaponize their tears for sympathy and validation. Like this show, this Moulin Rouge show, which she cried at one, and then she had to cancel some more because she was so heartbroken, I guess,
you got to cancel
over not being with Klay anymore. But I have a question. I'm wondering, did Megan have those same tears in her eyes when she allegedly cheated on Partisan Fontaine?
I understand you quit working, so you basically quit your job, a job that you were obligated to, that you were contracted to do, all over some. It's not that deep, man. I'm sorry, but it is not that deep. I ain't missing out on no money for nobody. I don't give a damn.
That's right. Party released a song in 2023 called The Person, which was about their relationship and alleged cheating. I won't play the audio, but I will read some of the lyrics. Saw you pop out, wish you the best. You see me pop out, start gripping your chest. Damn, thought you was on an island, healing. I guess the newer album needed a villain. Brand new way for you to be a victim. And you did all of this on my daughter's birthday. Ooh, girl, you consistent. Shit, I gotta love you from a distance. Same nigga that you did all the tags for the beats, you let that nigga tag, let him beat. You let me give him that when we meet. Even that, I kept discreet. I asked you to your face, did you fuck them niggas? And you swore on your mother. I knew from then I couldn't trust her. More lies from the lips of a lover. Same lips that I got tatted on my shoulder. Even then, I kept my composure. I was supposed to. This is the girl that I'm trying to propose to. Asked Greg Una, I had picked out a ring. Then you lied to my face, went on TV, then lied to Gayle King. I found out with the rest of the world. Girl, I treated you like a queen. Whole time, I'm a clown of your circus. I tried to pull you up out the mud. Here you are trying to drown me on purpose. You know the devil was a serpent. For some streams and views, girl, I hope it was worth it. This ain't for Megan Thee Stallion. This is for Megan the Person. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Ain't no grown-ass man going to get on the microphone, get in the booth, and record a song with specifics about his woman cheating, and it's a lie. Ain't no man doing that, okay? More times than not, a man is actually not going to come out and say anything. You got women saying, well, why is he saying this? Why is it? That's sassy. So it's sassy for a man to express that he got cheated on. And this is not new. This is from November of 2023. Do you think that this was a real relationship or it was just a situationship or a hookup? Let me.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, man. So. I think that's the main question that I have in all of this is I don't know why everybody is so, I don't know why everybody was so surprised by this. I don't know why everybody was so shocked that happened. You saw this shit coming from 100 miles away when they went official. What was that? Last year. Well, it ain't even been a whole year. What has been like 7-8 months? When it went official then, it was already, well, I don't even say they went official because she the one that went official, you know, posting the picture, posting with their hands, you know, all holding their hands together and all that. But I'm like, she the one that did all that. So I'm like, how did nobody see this coming? How did nobody see any of this coming, like, at all? Oh, I hate this for Meg. She's a queen. She deserved better. Why does she deserve better? I mean, that's what she want. That's what she wanted. Everybody, once again, go back to Kevin Samuels. Everybody going on Kevin Samuels talking about, oh, I want a high value man. I want a 6'6", 6 figures, 6 foot, 60 inches. I mean, y'all want all this stuff, but don't take into consideration of what comes with that, what you are signing up for when you get that high value man. And then on top of that, he an athlete. Come on now. What athlete y'all know is going to be 100% faithful to their significant other? I mean, besides Doug Christie. I mean, other than that, who else is there? There is none. There is none. And I'm just trying to figure out why are we so surprised that this happened? I'm honestly surprised that it lasted this long. It was 8 months. I'm surprised it made it this long. Again, this is us talking about millionaires and rich folks. So, I mean, they're going to move a little different than from what the regular folk do anyway. Okay, LeBron, allegedly, even though, you know, it's been whispers about things that he's been doing too. I mean, you know, he's been frequenting Diddy parties and stuff like that. So, I mean, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, that's alleged. That's alleged. But I'm like, I just don't see why this is news. Why is this news? Why did she put it out there in the first damn place? There was no point in doing any of this. You could have just left quietly and not made no post about him, unfollowed him, taken your post down. We would have gotten the gist of what was happening once we seen that you stopped posting about him, because it seemed like that's all you did. Your man, I took all these pictures together and all this. I'm like, I don't get it. What you got, Upward Man? Thanks for the $10. What I've realized is that I now have to test women the same way that I have to test men to determine whether they operate with logic, since every argument is met with emotional entitlement. And you do. Michael Jordan was not faithful to Juanita. Michael Jordan was absolutely not faithful to Juanita. He kept him that's came out now. He's kept him aside bitch for the entire time.
I'm a man and I have manly needs.
For practically their entire marriage. So I know that ain't true. But that she should be happy it lasted the season. I knew they wasn't gonna make it a year. But the 8 months, that was actually a record for me. He's not just an athlete, but his father and brother are NBA vets, while his other brothers in the MLB. Yeah, like I said, he comes from a long line of athletes and high value men, and he's amongst them. So this is what I think happened. This is what I think possibly happened. So, I mean, Megan, she's beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. She's tall. She's sexy. She is. But how you present yourself, and once again, we say this to women about how you present yourself. How you present yourself is how you is gonna be perceived. And when we try to tell the young women this, when we try to forewarn them of what it is that they're doing and how it's not going to give them the results that they want, then all of a sudden, we shame and we slut shame and we being haters. Oh, stop being a pick me and all this other shit. And it's like, what you expect? You got a song out called WAP. All you do in your videos is shake your ass. You have nothing of any substance in any of your music. All it is ass shaking. You're shaking your ass. You're talking about WAP. That's all you're doing. So, and then on top of that, it had already came out in the courts that you a 304, that you's an industry pass around, and that you have been pretty much for the entire time that you have been in the industry. So who is going to take you seriously, especially after all that stuff done came out about all the stuff that you done did and who you done did it with in Tory Lanez trial? Free Tory Lanez, by the way. Free that nigga, because he don't need to be in jail. That's another thing. You getting niggas caught up. You getting them locked up. Damn, they're losing their lives in jail. But we supposed to take you serious as a wife, really? Please help me understand where we're wrong in that. And well, she's a queen and she deserves so much better. And I love that relationship for her. It wasn't no for real relationship. That was a PR relationship. That is what I believe that was. That was a PR relationship. And somewhere, somehow, some way, somebody may have caught feelings or something like that. I'm thinking that, yeah, maybe that's how it started, and maybe feelings got in the way. Maybe feelings got intertwined in that. Maybe she put, I believe, she might have put that hot fire. She might have put that hot one on him. She might have given him something that he could feel. And that made him feel away. You know how it is. You know how, y'all ladies, y'all know how it is. Ladies that's watching this and the ladies that's in this chat, y'all know. Well, some of y'all, I ain't gonna say all of y'all, but some of y'all know how it is when we get that, when we get him right where we want him, and we give him that we giving him that fire, that ride of his life, and giving him that oh Lord, don't get a flashback over here, and we giving him the gawk that he has never had before. We giving him something like that. Do you know how they get? You know how they get when we get it to them real good with that. They are putty in our hands, okay? They are putty. The men are putty in our hands. We can get them to do whatever the hell it is that we want them to do. Even stuff that we don't even ask for. That's why they probably bought that house together. That's why they bought that house. Why he bought a yacht and named it after her. Those are types of things that you do when you put that hot fire on that man. That is what happens.
Those are just facts, sir.
That's what happens. So yeah, he probably his mind and his judgment done got clouded up by what she was giving him, and then giving him the fish and spaghetti and cooking for him. He probably like I say, he got in that trance. He got put in that coochie coma. That's what happened. He got put in that coochie coma, and he just went a little crazy. Like I said, buying houses, buying boats. He wasn't thinking clearly. He was not thinking clearly. He was heavily in lust, and probably confuse that with love, like a lot of us do. You don't know what's love and what's not. When you've been wrapped up and tied up and tangled up in some good gooch like that, and like I said, she probably grinded the pepper and spit and probably did like the 3-jaw motion. She probably did all that. Woo! And fucked his mind up. I'm almost certain that's probably what happened. And at some point in these last couple of months, he woke up. He finally had to wake up out of that coochie coma and realize, yeah, this probably ain't it. I don't think this is it. Once they've been together for a while and you start to see somebody for who they really are. Yeah, at least I know with men look at things, men look at women a little bit different than women look at men. Yeah, most women, we look at the aesthetic, but I know with men it's more of the aesthetic for them than it is for most women. Men, they look at the big ass, they look at the titties, they look at the body. That is what is attracted to them. That's what attracts to them the most. And then maybe somewhere down the line, then they start looking at your mind. If I'm wrong on this, fellas, please let me know. But y'all look at this first, and then y'all, then y'all start looking at what's going on in our head, and what's going on in our mind, and our in our mindsets and our thought processes and things like that. Women, we a little bit different. We kind of start looking at that shit first. Yeah, you look good, but we kind of look at, are we, are we compatible? Do we have chemistry? We look at that kind of shit up front. We look at that a little bit quicker than men do. And I believe that is exactly what happened with him. You woke up from that coochie coma. You got you a little bit of post nut clarity and realized that this ain't where I need to be. This ain't where I need to be. Prime example of that. Prime example. And I just thought about this because I actually just did a video on this not too long ago. David Justice, perfect example. Last year he was on what was that? Matt Barnes. He was on Matt Barnes' podcast and he did an interview. It was a cool interview and everything. But a portion of the interview, he talked about his relationship and his marriage with Halle Berry. I remember that early 90s. They was married for, I think, 4 or 5 years and all of that. They got divorced. And then pretty much that same exact thing happened. They were together. He left her, filed for divorce, and then basically she went all on this went all on this press tour, this woe is me tour, telling everybody about the marriage and how she was depressed and how he treated her and all this stuff, try to get everybody to feel sorry for her and to get everybody to villainize him and make him the bad guy, even though he never did anything, like he never cheated on her or anything like that. But everybody tried to villainize him and make him the bad guy, while Halle got to be, the damsel in distress. And oh my God, this beautiful, delicate flower. How could anybody do such a crazy thing to her? And basically for like the next 25 years, practically tried to ruin his life. And then I remember the main thing that was happening is, after they broke up, then everybody, I'm not going to say everybody, but, people were insinuating that he put hands on her, that he was the one that made her get that hearing aid. And she never denied it. Like, she never said that he did it, but then she never said that he didn't do it. So because of that, people for the next 2 decades started basically tearing him apart and got everybody believing that he's a woman beater and all this other kind of stuff. And, it took him pretty much all this time for him to try to clear his name and everything. And I'm trying to remember what else happened. What else happened with I'm trying to remember what else happened with that interview. Because, like I said, it was quite a big, he pretty much explained what happened. They were young, we were young. We both coming up, and even though, he wasn't even coming up, he had already been in the league, but Halle was just coming into the business. She just like her stars really just coming, just really rising or whatever. And the women, tried to dog him, was like, well, because, he said something along the lines of, well, I wanted more of a traditional wife. I wanted more of a wife that stayed home, cooked and cleaned, wanted to have kids and things like that. And it wasn't until after they were already married that he realized that isn't what she wanted. What he wanted and what she wanted were 2 totally different things. And that's what basically made the marriage eventually fall apart. And I remember how all of the comments after he did that interview, like I said, they was dogging him out. Well, you don't need. Well, why you need somebody? Why you need somebody cook and clean? You can do that yourself. She Halle Berry, she don't need to stay at home. She don't need to do this. And then they did the same thing with him. They tried to downgrade him. Oh well, David Justice wasn't nothing. Didn't nobody know who he was until he got with Halle Berry, and she made him relevant, and she made him known. And how dare he do that to her? And I'm like, boy, David Justice was in the league like what? At least 2 or 3 seasons before they even met. Whereas Halle Berry had just come in the business. Like what, a year, maybe a year or 2 before that. Maybe a year before that. Like I said, she's still new. And then they're going to try to say, oh, well, he wanted her for her money and because he was broke. How was he broke? How was he broke? He was the one making all the money. She wasn't making no money yet. She did what at the point? What? Jungle Fever and Strictly Business, and I think by the time they were really seriously into dating is when Boomerang is when she was in Boomerang, and that's kind of what put her on the map. But I'm like, she was still new coming in here, so don't make it seem like that she was already this big time Hollywood A-lister when she got with David Justice. No, she was still very much new and very green coming into this industry. And I just did not like how the sisterhood, how the women just really dogged him and downplayed him when it came to that, all because y'all mad because he left her. Apparently he left her for a reason. Matter of fact, I did a video on Halle Berry too. Matter of fact, Halle Berry is part of my Messy Auntie series. I did a 2-part video on her. So I know how crazy she is. I know how crazy that girl is. And I don't see it being no different with Megan Thee Stallion. I don't see it being no different. You came in here with a reputation. You came in here being the industry pass around. Everybody knows this. Like I said, it's in court documents now. Everybody knows this. So, knowing what everybody knows, how could you think that someone like Klay Thompson is going to really take you serious? Yeah, it looked like he might have been able to do that at one point. Like I said, once you put that fire on him, once you put that hot Gucci fire on him, that took him out of reality for a little bit. But once he came to, he came to his senses. And thankfully, he came to his senses before he gave her a ring and proposed to her and put 5 kids up in her. Because, and that's another thing, because you remember she was on Club Shay Shay. What was that, last year? Was that last year or 2 years ago? When she was on Club Shay Shay and she said, she wanted 5 kids. She didn't want a husband, though. I remember that. She didn't want a husband. She's like, well, I don't want a husband. She want a relationship, but she want 5 kids. That right there tells him what he needed to know. You value family and you value kids, but you don't want to be married. You don't want to actually do this the right way. You just want to be a baby mama. Do you not see the family that he came from? Do you not know where? No, he's not going for that. They're not going for that. And everybody is surprised. And I'm like, why are y'all surprised by this? The writings has been on the wall forever at this point. I don't get it. I do not get it. It's like the sisterhood, the women just don't. And I look, you know what, women, I don't care if y'all gonna be mad at me on this. Y'all call me a pick-me and all that shit. All y'all want to. I'm a married woman. I've already been picked. So no, I can't be no pick-me, honey. You can't do that. That ain't how that work. That ain't how that work. But I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm calling it like I see it. I have been living and learning for a very, very long time now. And I know how this shit work. I know how niggas operate. I know what is on their mind, and their mindset is not the same. It's not the same as women. It's not the same as us. You know, we come in, we meet somebody, we ready to fall. We fall in love, right? We fall in love right away. We already, we already got the wedding plan in our head. When we find that one, we go all in. And it don't take us that long. Men, it might take a little bit longer. It might take a little bit longer for a man too. But like I said, he had that post-nut clarity and realized, I need to get out now before this get too deep. He did that before it got too bad, and before they get divorced, and then she cleaned him out for everything that he got, and then she too will be amongst the sisterhood of the baby mama culture. You're a pick me, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I've been called a pick me. I have been definitely called a pick me. I think Hallie is a dud in the bed. She's attractive, but she has no sex appeal. And I'm just saying, she has been in, let's see, she's had 3 marriages, 1 baby daddy, and a slew of relationships. And it seems like all of them left her. All of them left Halle Berry. Okay, so apparently it ain't all of them ain't the problem. Apparently all of them ain't the problem. Apparently the problem is you. It's her. You need to reevaluate. And that's what Megan needs to do. Honey, you need to reevaluate. You need to figure out what it is that you are doing that is attracting the type of men that you're getting, the type of men that you want. Yeah, you're getting the type of men that you want, but a whole lot of other women want that same man. So yeah, you get that man, you might have to sign up for some. You might have to sign up for, to be a part of a harem, but that's just what it's gonna have to be, man. Not the sweat rice. Who done? She tried to make sweat rice. I mean, well, she already made a fish and spaghetti. They say, you ain't supposed to. Y'all men. I didn't learn this until later on in life. Y'all ain't supposed to eat our spaghetti. At least not in the beginning. And that was looked like one of the first meals she made him was made in spaghetti and fish. Ain't what you put in that spaghetti? Like I said, she did something to him to put him in a trance. She definitely did something to put that man in a trance. You said David Justice and Rick Fox. And I know I ain't crazy. Halle Berry wasn't it? No. Wasn't even at the peak of her popularity. Folks think she was, no. Not back then, no. Now, when she was with David, no. She was still relatively unknown. Like I said, at that point, she was still black famous. Like, black folks knew who she was, but she wasn't mainstream famous. She wasn't A-list yet. Now everybody talking about, well, how he want her for her money when we the one that had the money. He was the one that was a multi-millionaire. She wasn't. I was like, just always just want to change the narrative to just make us look good, to make the women look good, and make the men look bad. I put a short in your RG before the show with Megan and Klay. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So, what is this? How she ain't know. Wait, and where are they? So they had an award show. Everybody in the background quiet. Everybody just looking. She's sitting up here just, with the city girl hood rap mentality that, come on now. Fans are saying that it was at this point Klay Thompson knew he was ready to leave Megan. Like I said, that he had that post-nut clarity, man. He came out that coochie coma and was just like, yeah, this ain't there. I can't do it. I can't do it. I mean, yeah, she can cook, but I'm sure you can find other women that can cook just as good as her, if not better, that don't act like a hood rat. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, man. Oh, do women understand the difference between sexy and attractive? I don't think a lot of women do. I don't think a lot of women do. But I'm like, for me, sexy is one thing, but attractive and being attractive is something totally different. And I mean, yeah, you can be sexy, but if that's all you can be is be sexy, then I mean, what else is there? What else are you gonna bring? What else are you gonna bring to the table besides your sexiness? What do you have any type of depth to you? Can we actually have a conversation, or are we just gonna be cooking and smashing all the time? If that's all we're gonna be, if that's all that this is gonna be based off of, then I mean, you ain't got nothing. Hell, it got me thinking about what's that dude named Croy Bierman? Croy Bierman, y'all know him? Yeah. Ask him how all that's working out for him, because that's pretty much what he saw. He saw this hot blonde from Real Housewives that talked about how tight and how cute his ass was, and he just took it and ran with it. Next thing you know, put 4 babies in her, wifed her up, and now he regret that shit to this day. That would have been Klay. That would have been Klay if he had actually went on. If he had went on and did, if he went and got her a ring, that would have been him. And he probably saw Croy and was like, "No, hell no, that ain't gonna be me."